Just wanted to make a real quick video for people who are kind of considering buying a used 2024 Equinox EV. Kind of just to touch on the data plan situation. I'm calling out the 24 in particular because it had quite a bit worse data plan than the 25 or 26 models. And the reason that is that the app access support only goes for 3 years. And what this means, practically speaking, is that your music, news, and audiobooks, so all of your audio streaming, uh, will stop working after 3 years unless you pay them a monthly fee. Now, there are workarounds for this. One is that if your phone plan has a hotspot, you can actually have the car connect to your phone's hotspot. So that's one option. The second option is, you can obviously just use Bluetooth to stream audio from your phone. But if you want the integrated experience, in car's infotainment system, then you are going to have to pay monthly past that 3 year point. And I call this out again on the 24 because on the 25 models, that same support is included for 8 years. So you can see here expires 2023 or 2033, I should say. So you can see that includes your music, podcasts, audiobooks. So in that case, you're not paying anything for the integrated experience for 8 years, which is, I think, reasonable for what it is. I think a lot of people won't necessarily keep these past 8 years. I plan to keep it at least 10, hopefully, but I know some people, some people just swap out their cars more often, so it may never be a problem for them on these 25 or 26 models. But 3 years, on the other hand, that one, anyone who's buying these used, these cars have probably been through a lease cycle, so that's 2 years of that 3 year support gone. So you get 1 year of audio streaming, and then you have to figure out how you're going to handle it from there. The 24 models will have map support for 8 years, so even though they will lose audio streaming after 3 years, you will still be able to navigate via Google Maps, Waze, and you'll still have access to the basic voice assistant. So you can see here that says 2032. So you can see here it does touch on real-time traffic updates, so you will get like traffic data and such. So at the very least, even if you won't have audio streaming support, you will at least be able to navigate, and that includes, finding charging stations and such. So that should be, at least there's that. So obviously this is not touching on the elephant in the room, which is that these cars don't support CarPlay or Android Auto. That was obviously not a great consumer move on GM's part, but I'm sure they really wanted their data from users and what have you. I'm not going to go into that too much. And it's also should be clarified that neither the 24, 25, or 26 basic plans include video streaming or games or browser support. Those things are included in the premium plan. So while, a lot of people have been very excited about the streaming update, myself included, I think something that a lot of us didn't initially realize was that video streaming is not included in the free plan. It'll work for a little while. Like, mine's still working for now, but I think it's because I haven't actually used the video streaming part of it very much yet. But people have been finding after a few months that the video streaming, they get kind of cut off. They get a little sample from OnStar, and then they're like, nope, you got to pay extra for this. So it's pretty much guaranteed if you've gotten the streaming update, your YouTube will probably work for a little while, and then it'll start prompting you to pay for the video streaming support. So if you go over to OnStar here, you can see that this would be the base plan that you need to pay for to get that streaming support. And so for the 24, that means after 3 years, you're either paying what will presumably be probably more than $20 a month by that point. I'm sure they're going to keep raising the price on this. Or you're going to use one of those alternative methods to provide data to the car. Personally, I appreciate having, integration in the car, so that's why I'm kind of glad that the 25 models, which is the one I actually bought, so my 24 is a lease, but my 25 I actually purchased. I am glad that the 25 models do include 8 years of the audio streaming support, because, again, practically speaking, for most people that's going to be enough. And I don't think most people really use video streaming that much either. So yeah, anyway, I'm kind of rambling at this point, but I did want to just highlight this for anyone who's looking at 24 models, that the data plan is different, and it is, in my opinion, quite a bit worse. So you do need to factor that into your decision about whether or not the 24 models make sense for your situation. Again, obviously there are workarounds, but it is worth keeping in mind. So hopefully it helps somebody. Yeah. So that's it. Have a good day.